Hey, what's up? I'm Michael. Today I am going to be doing Garfield. I've got my stuff set up a little bit differently this time. I'm trying to adjust things so that everything looks its best. I think that's about the best right there. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to be doing Garfield. Now this part is going to be extra in the non-time lapse, but I have done a study of him earlier today so I could get him right, and I just wanted to show the relation of his head to his body to his legs. So he's about 3 heads tall if you include his ears, 3 heads tall, and his ears are about 1/4 of the size of his head, while the bottom of his eyes come in at about 1/8 the size of his head. His eyes, they're either drawn like this, or they're wide open with nothing there, and they have big old circles in them. And he has weird stripes, and I wanted to make sure I got the stripes and everything looking right before I started actually drawing it. So I didn't put his arms in here, but his shoulders sort of come up like this here on either side, and then his arms do whatever you want them to do. I am going to be using my tablet to look at my images, my reference images for this, but let's get started. Okay, so we're first going to measure out how long this is, and this from here to here is right at 5 inches. So I'm going to measure out now. That's going to be about 1 6/10 of an inch. So there's 16 in here. I'm going to say it's going to be about right here. So I'm going to come from there, and I'm going to go right there. So from there again, I was a little bit off. We're going to give him room for his head though, and his heels. Alright, so I know the total of his head, you're going to want to start at the bottom for his head. And his head is sort of a pear shape almost to start with. It's going to come out, and then it's going to come back. Think of a very rounded piece of pizza. Okay, and when it gets here, it's going to pull over in there. Okay, so then we have here, and right up above it, you're going to come like that, and like so. Okay, now if you notice, that's about 1/4 of the width of his head. Now I'm going to come up to about right here, and I'm going to put that where the bottom of his eyes are going to be. Now his eyes, if I can find it, I had a ruler here, another ruler. His eyes are going to be straight from here, straight down the center of his head. So just divide his head in half. Okay? And now, right here, this eye comes up. This side as well, it comes up. Almost like the bottom of a pair of flip-flops or something. Okay? So, right here, very slightly angling in from both directions. Okay? And then alright, now he has a round nose that covers up the bottom part of his eyes right there. Okay? And then he has, now you can do this one of two ways. You can do it to where he's smiling, and you do it like this if he's smiling. Or you can give him his regular old look. And you just come right in from the bottom of his eyes, like so, without the extra little loop on the side. Okay, he has, in this part, he has 3 dots to implicate hairs, to imply that he has whiskers here. And they're stacked, so it's 1, 2, and then 1 on the outside here. So I want to darken that up just a little bit, just so I don't forget that they're there. Okay, and then up top, he's got these 3 hairs on either side. And you just start with a single line and loop it and bring it back in on itself. And that's all you do with those. Okay, so his ears have 4 black lines inside, and they're sort of almost like a tiger stripe. Okay, and they also are sort of like a loop, like a teardrop almost, but a reverse teardrop. What I'm doing here is I'm sort of turning them to give a direction. And now I'm going to draw in a triangle. And I'll show why when I go back to do my inking. I'll show why. Okay, and I'll just show one on this side over here. You start with a long stroke and you get gradually smaller, or you can start on the inside and get gradually bigger if you want, but I found it's best to just put a triangle, and then you can go back and fill that triangle in if you need to. Again, you can do it this way though, like so. Okay, now he's got the bottom of his belly here. Garfield's a fat cat, so I want to bring this out and around almost the same shape as his head. I'm going to go on and extend this line straight down. Okay, and I'm going to extend this line straight down, this line straight down. So alright, and I'll come back and do his arms later, but I do want to indicate where they attach. So I'm just going to put that in. Alright, now in a lot of images he is standing sort of sideways. So what we're going to do, also for his head, he's got something like this. What we're going to do is actually make it look like he's sort of turning, and just to imply the shape, I'm going to put this little area in here to show myself where his belly will be compared to his back. Okay, so down here at the bottom, we need to mark off where his legs are going to be coming from. And I'm going to say right here and about right here. Now, whichever leg is in front, you want to bring up into it, like so. And we're going to bring that straight down, sort of like that. That looks about right. I'm just going to bring this down and round it off. Okay, now the other leg, I'm actually going to bring it over here. I'm going to bring it back here, like so, and he has these folds on the top of his feet. So what I'm going to do from here is make it so that his foot bring this on down a little bit. I didn't make it big enough. So let's shape it in first. Okay. And from there, we'll shape that one in. And we'll go with that one in. We'll go on and bring these like that. Okay. Now, with this leg, since I've got it like that, I'm going to give him a little bit of an ankle, or a heel, I should say. And then this one back here, I'm going to have coming down here, and it's just going to come out like this. He's got a sort of a, I guess it's a dew claw area, and then he's got his toes. I'm going to just block this in to start with, and then I'll come back and there we go. Okay. Now, I want to know, before I even go through and put his arms in, I want to know where he is going to have stripes at. So, what I'm going to do is go on, and I know he's going to have a stripe right here. He's got one about right here, and then he's got another one down here. So I'm going to somewhat pull these in on this side as well, just so I implement where they're going to be. Now, I might not even put them all in. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Let me go through here and erase this right quick. I don't like the way it looks. let's try to do this a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to bring this down and bring this on out. I'm just going to bring it on around to the baseline I have here. And I'm going to bring it up, and then right back here I'm going to put another one. Okay, from there, I'm actually just going to bring it in like that. Now I'm going to take this toe. You always want to start with the toe closest to you. Just simply imply it that there's extra feet there and all that, the extra part of his foot. Okay. Alright. Now, he doesn't have anything on his legs. But this part, I want to make sure that it's in front of this leg, so just to show that, I'm going to put a little shadow right here. Okay, now back here, this is going to come around and close, but he has a tail that's going to come down, and his tail sort of bushes out like so. You want to make that tip really round. Put it like that. I'm going to actually put in a little extra touch of my own there. And in his tail, it has 3 triangles on the way down. It has a shape, and then it has those. Has those stripes like that. Alright, so I want him to have, let's see here, I want him to have a little bit of a different arm structure than what I've seen. So what I'm going to do is have on this side have it come out like so. I think that's a little too big. Just going to have it come out a little bit, and he's just got a regular old cartoon arm. Okay, so it's just going to come down like this, and then he's got we're just going to draw like a mitt to start with, and we're going to give him 3 fingers. Alright, now on this side he's just going to have his arm coming down like so, and I'm going to block it in. And now up here I'm going to have this arm coming up, let's actually put this up a little bit higher angle. And this line is going to continue around right here. And then he's got a line here with his thumb. And he's going to have a line about here. And then I'm just going to loop it like another mitt. And then this time I'm going to go with this one because it's the longest, but then I'm going to come back to the one that's closest, bring it in, go back, loop that now, and loop that. Alright, there's Garfield. Now I will be inking him. Let's see here. If I can find it. Okay. An 05 liner pen, a fine brush or small brush, and then a regular brush pen. And I will get back to that in just a minute. Okay, it's time for our inking, and let's start off doing some stuff with the fine brush. Okay. Now I want to go on and imply where certain things are. Okay. All right. I really want these eyes to pop right, so I know my hand is in the way for most of this, but I'm trying to make sure it's done right. Alright. Now what I'm doing here, I'm starting off small and then I'm going in heavier with this brush pen, and what that allows me to do is draw in a thicker line. Now, I'm not left-handed, so that's not going to work for all of it. So I'm just going to brush in a little bit of it up the top first. Okay. Just be careful not to go back in. Since I went back in there, I'm going to go on and do this. Now, I don't want to do this with a brush pen. So I'm going to come back and do that later with a regular pen. I'm actually going to go over this right quick to try to bring out some of that black that I just put in there. I guess I need to wait for it to dry a little bit better. Okay. Okay. I had somebody ask me the other day, what if you don't like your drawing once you get it inked? I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that you like your drawing before you ink it. You know, work on it, let it set for a while if you have to. Go. Okay. All right. That is the parts that I need to use the brush pen on. I don't think I'm going to be using that bigger brush pen today, actually. I'm going to bring this in with this. Let me try my pen again. I'm not sure why it's not going over that. It usually goes over it. I might need to set my pen upside down for a little bit. Do that. Yeah, that's what it is that ink is still a little wet. Alright. And it's sort of going through my paper. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to leave it like it is. Alright, let's Now, I'm not actually going to draw this middle part. That's not actually in there. It's just a guideline. And I am just putting a dot to start it. Okay. As I've just done there, just put a dot to start it and work my way back. Because I have that triangle, I know how far to go, and it looks right that way. So, okay. Just because I want to use it, I'm going to break out my bigger brush pen. Alright. And there we have Garfield. Now, again, you can change him up any way you want to. You know, you can really, you make him your own, you know, so I think that is good for me. I am going to put his name in here. Just a second. Okay, and this time I'm going to sign it up here because I'm going to do something else down here. There we go. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Thank you for watching my video, and if you liked it, let me know with a like and a comment below. You can subscribe to my channel here for all of my latest videos. My latest video with its alternates are here. Down here is an alternate related or video I think you may like, and below that is the playlist for this video. Directly below are my social media accounts, and you can find all of those links in my description below. Thank you again for watching.